Welcome back to Talking Law TV. In our first segment, we're talking with Doug Andrews. And Doug, you brought us a special guest today. You've brought Houdini, an expert thief.
That's what we're calling him, is Houdini. He can get into and out of almost anything.
And so, like the last time we had a guest of this stature, we've disguised their voice and put them in a silhouette so we could get the most truth from them possible, and they wouldn't be reserved about anything they share with us. So first of all, you would like to start?
Sure. It is the holiday season, and of course I have a flag tie in recognition of that season. And let's remember those who aren't home to enjoy the holidays, like our troops serving, and those folks they left behind. But the business at hand is, Houdini, you shop in a different way than many people.
Yes, I do.
You break into cars?
Yes, I do.
How do you mostly prey on malls, strip centers? What's the best?
Malls.
Why do you choose malls?
Heavy traffic, lots of people coming and going.
How do you choose the cars that you decide to break into?
You find objects in plain sight in the vehicle, or you see people carrying lots of packages to their cars, put them in the trunk, and then go back into the mall.
Do you wait for them to leave the car?
Or do you wait?
And how long do you wait to be safe that you won't get caught?
It depends on how many other people are around and cars pulling around.
How long have you been a thief?
Been doing this since I was 16.
What are ways that a shopper could protect themselves from somebody like you, Houdini?
Travel in pairs, stay close to entrances, have your keys ready when you're getting into your car.
And do you find that many people don't even lock their car?
It does happen a lot.
Do you check door handles just for that purpose?
If it's a slow day.
If it's a slow day?
Is it easier just to break the window?
Well, sometimes. Depends on the vehicle.
And do you carry tools in your trade for that purpose?
Yes, I do.
Do you recognize what this item is that I happen to have in my pocket?
That's a Slim Jim.
What is this used for?
Pop locks. Pop door locks.
For those that don't know, how is this type of thing used?
Slide it down in between the window and the gasket around the window. You reach it down and you clip the lock and just lift it.
And it's just that easy?
Just that easy.
Are newer cars easier to break into than older cars, or does it make any difference?
It really don't make much of a difference.
Well, on the newer cars, we've all got these keyless entries. How does that factor into what you do?
Well, actually, it kind of helps sometimes. You can have a master controller and go around a lot hitting the button till you hear something pop.
Do you particularly prey on certain kinds of cars? Or some more susceptible to have the goods inside?
Ones with the stuff inside.
Let's say you see somebody come out and put a bunch of stuff in the trunk, and they feel it's safe to put it in their trunk out of sight, and then they go back in the mall to get more. Is that a target you would consider, or not because it's in the trunk?
I would rather get it from people that put it in the back seat than the trunk.
But will the trunk keep you from getting it?
Not really.
Why not?
We want it, we can get to it.
And how would you do that?
Well, you could either just take the whole car, or you could just pop the trunk.
And do you have the kind of tools that help you break into cars besides the Slim Jim?
Yes, I do.
Like what?
I have a window popper. I have all kinds of tools to pop locks, ignitions, anything that's necessary.
What do you do with the merchandise that you've stolen?
Well, sell it. Give it away.
Is this like Craigslist, eBay, flea markets?
No,
Are there fences
streets.
in Savannah?
Streets.
Are there certain people that just that buy things?
Yeah.
Houdini, have you ever been arrested?
Yes, I have.
Did they read you Miranda warning?
No, they didn't.
Did you confess?
I lawyered up. Actually, I dug up.
You dug up?
Yeah, just for our viewers. I mean, Doug's brought us several guests like this, and these are former clients. Is how we find them. Sir, Houdini, have you ever been caught in the act by a car owner?
No, I have not.
What would you do? Do you stay and fight, or do you run?
Depends on the situation.
Do you feel any guilt for what you do?
Not really. People have insurance to cover these things.
So you're under the impression that insurance will cover their losses,
It should.
and you don't feel bad for the insurance company.
No, not at all.
How would you feel if your mom's car was broken into?
Well, I would feel really bad, but that is life.
When's the first, when you said you were 16 when you started, were you alone? Did someone teach you what to do?
Somebody taught me.
Was this a much older person?
A little bit, yeah.
And was there a rush or a thrill to it, or is it just a way to make a buck?
A way to make a buck.
Did you have any alternatives, other ways to earn a living?
Not really.
What's the value, if any, of car alarms? Are they a deterrent to you at all?
If people set them, it is.
So if you see a flashing light, will you leave that car alone?
I would prefer to go to one without it.
You know, when you're at the mall and people are coming and going and a car alarm or a horn may start beeping, does anybody even give you a second look?
Most of the time, no.
So you've just robbed them right in front of someone and nobody cares.
Sometimes, yeah.
So is it you anticipate this being a good holiday season?
I'm hoping so.
Where should I stay away from?
Malls, parking lots.
Do you also break into homes?
No, I do not.
So you specialize in cars.
Yes, I do.
Have the proliferation of SUVs made it much easier since fewer people have trunks?
Yeah, you can see everything they have.
Okay.
And you said you would actually steal the vehicle if you had to?
If you have to, yeah. There have been times.
And how do you get the car started?
You pop the ignition,
The old-fashioned way.
the old-fashioned way. I pop the ignition and a screwdriver.
Okay, we've got about 15 seconds left, Houdini. Could you tell our viewers what they shouldn't do that would make you go away as fast as possible in lieu of the holiday season coming up?
Well, leave, don't put your stuff in the car until you're ready to leave, travel in pairs, and park very close to entrances of the malls.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Doug, and thank you, sir, for being with us. We'll be back with Major Mark Revenue, the Assistant Police Chief of Fuller Police Department, who promised me that he will not arrest Houdini before he leaves the studio. We'll be right back.